Hello there, my name is Diamond, and I have the honor to do your brows today. I looked at the chart for your appointment, and it looks like you're wanting to do some shaping as well as a brow tint. Lovely, alright. So let me get a couple things here. I'll tell you the process, what to expect, and so on. So let's see. First off, I want to show you what we have to do is look at your brows, look at the arch that you naturally have, and to see if any of these are a fit for you, for your face shape, and of course for your preference. So we take a look here. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different shapes that you can choose from. Now maybe you're somewhere in the middle of one of these. We can execute that as well. Now let me see, I'm just looking. Do you usually pluck or wax your eyebrows, or is this your natural? Okay, good. Always good to know that. So what I think we should do is I have just this blank face here. Let me get this. Now don't be alarmed. This figure has some great cheekbones. I'm a little bit insecure about it. So don't be. It's okay. This is simply a non-real person, and nobody needs to look like this naturally. Psh, can you imagine that symmetry? So here's what we should do. Obviously, the eyebrows here on this figure is pretty much non-existent. And what I think is a good idea is to picture this as being your face. We don't care about any of this from here down. From here down, we are not worried. We don't care about that part. The only thing we need to do is just use her or its, I'm not sure, we don't have to classify, brows to do a kind of mock image of what yours should look like. With that being said, all that this entails is some measuring, which I have here, just a tape measure. We will go from the outer corners of your eyes up, from your nose up, a couple different dimensions and measurements that I'll take, and that will form what should be the brows on your face. But if you see one of these that you think is preferable or you really like, of course we can do that because we are tinting. So we will be able to give you pretty much any of these that you desire. Is there one that stands out to you looking at it from here? Or are you kind of open to me measuring and seeing what would look best? Okay. Absolutely. Let's see. I think this soft arch is really nice. I also really like the round look, but not too round like this. Sometimes I go a little bit too round on myself, but I mean, they're all beautiful eyebrow shapes. Let's take some measurements. I will kind of draw up maybe what would look ideal for your face shape, and then we will use a chart, which is this right here. This is the color chart, so we can mix the perfect pigment for your tint. Does everything sound okay for you so far? Okay, good. If you have any questions, concerns, anything along the way, just let me know. We'll stop, I'll answer any of your concerns, and so on and so forth. So let's get rolling here. I'm going to measure from this eye first. Excuse me, I just have a little itch on my face. I'm gonna go from your outer corner of your eye upwards, and this is going to show us approximately where the tail end of your brow should be. And if you don't mind, I'm going to put just a little mark on your face. Is that okay? Okay. So, looks like that would be about right there. And now I'm going to go from the inner corner, from the inner corner of your eye here straight up. Alright. Looks like it should start about here. So we have where it should start and where it should end. Now I just need to measure. I'm going to go from the outer corner of your nose right here up at an angle to where your arch should approximately be. So here we go. Sorry, I just had to go in front of your eyeball a bit. Just a bit. Alright, right about here. So if we were to connect, it would go. Yeah, that's suitable. I would say, look. I'm connecting imaginary lines in my mind right now from those dots that I made. And I'm gonna say that you're falling right here around this soft arch like this. What is that? Is that okay? What does that mean for you? I was gonna say. How do you feel about that? It's good? Alright, good, I'm glad. Let me remove this mark. Perfect. So we're gonna start about here. And that's gonna, let's see. It's gonna be like this. Can you see that? But a lot softer. This is just the general shape. So that's what we will do. Now I just need to map out on the other side here how that brow will be. We'll make it super symmetrical. I will go across, double check, triple check to make sure that both sides are completely symmetrical, the absolute best we can get them. And then from there, I have a small flat razor. It's this right here. This will just shave off any tiny little hairs that are going to be outside the area that we want to tint. And we don't want them to look messy. We want your brows to look very clean, very tinted, smoothly, executed perfectly. So with that being said, we will use that little razor to just take off any peach fuzz that might be around the brows, because that will stain too. And instead of having clean lines, it'll be kind of like messy, almost like the ink is bleeding. So we want to be very careful of that. Alright, coming over here, I'm going to measure your eye on this side. Okay, just hold still for me really quick. I'm going to draw that line. Or dot, sorry, not the line. Okay. Inner corner of your eye straight up. Okay. And now from your nose out to get that perfect arch. Let's see. Okay, I'm thinking right around here. But let me measure. So I'm going to do the 2 dots that are underneath. Yes, we are symmetrical there. Let's check above. Okay. Good. Sorry, I'm probably looking crazy. I'm just trying to make sure we are exact as we can get. And now for the arches. come down just a bit here. Sorry, I'm in your vision. Okay, we are good, solid, ready to go. Now, as I mentioned, I'm just going to take this and do the slightest bit of cleaning up. Is that okay? Alright, so I'm going to place my thumb here and just raise up on your brow a little bit. Alright. Very good. Does it feel okay? It's not uncomfortable or pulling anything? Okay. These are meant to be used dry, but some people have very sensitive skin, so it can be uncomfortable to feel that dry razor. Just want to make sure you're feeling fine. Let's come over here to this side. I'm thinking that your one eyebrow comes out just a little bit longer than the other, and I'm going to take off the slightest bit here on the inner part. Perfect. So if I take a look here at our color chart, we have warm, cool, and correctors. You don't need any correction, but I think you're gonna be, I'm thinking maybe even fudge could be your color. Between roots and fudge, I think looks pretty close. Let me hold this up to your, is this your natural hair color? Okay, so let's see. I think a mix between roots and fudge is actually going to be perfect. So if you give me just a second, I'm going to go ahead and mix up that pigment. I'll be back and then we can start tinting, okay? Alright. Alright, I'm back and I have your pigment here. It is very loose because it is more so a stain, so we don't want it too thick. This absorbs quick, which means it dries quick, stays on longer. As I told you, I thought you'd be about this shade right here, and I think it's perfect. So let me just do a little test. I'm using a very small brush, as you can tell, and that just gives me more control. Making sure we're really mixed up here. Alright, perfect. I'm going to start over here on this brow with just a tiny touch, okay? Alright, so here we go underneath here. This is the perfect color. Alright, now I'm going to work a little bit fast because, like I said, this absorbs quick. So just bear with me. I might be all different angles, and that's just so I can get those perfect carved lines. I am very happy that we ended up choosing this brow color for you. I knew it would be perfect. Very good. how's that feeling on your skin? It's not feeling burning, not feeling burny, sorry, or uncomfortable at all? Does it just feel a little bit cold? That's exactly what we want. No discomfort allowed here, right? Alright, so here in the front I'm going to be a little more light-handed. And that is just so we don't stain it too dark and you don't have boxy brows. We want more of a gradient effect. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is just carve your arch over here and connect that with the bottom tail. Oh, we got the perfect snatched carved tail that you've ever seen. It looks great. Let's go ahead and start your other brow. And this will dry, like I said, relatively quickly, about 2 minutes or so. It'll be completely dry. And you can return to your normal activities. No downtime, nothing like that. Better alternative to microblading. Although I'm not hating on microblading, this is just a little less invasive. Here we go on this eyebrow over here. Starting at the middle. Getting a very, very nice line. We want them to be sharp. And then at least now, you won't have to worry about filling them in every morning. Or maybe every night, depends on what you do throughout your day. I don't know your profession or title. But at least now you will have snatched brows that you don't have to mess with every day. At least for a while, until this tint starts to dissolve and wear away. Then you come back and see me. Okay. Put a little bit up here. And the front. Make that a gradient effect. I just do little motions like this, and it puts just the perfect amount of product. Not too much, not too little. So it works out very nicely. Okay. And I'm just going to come over here so I can move my wrist and do your tail. And perfect. Sharp as a knife, just like the other side. Now let's give that just a few seconds. I'm going to step back and analyze. What I'm looking for is to make sure that, number one, everywhere is completely covered, nothing is spotty, nothing's bleeding down underneath where it shouldn't be. And so far so good. Everything looks like it's absorbing very smoothly and problemlessly. So everything looks good. Okay, this brow is actually already dry. Now, the only thing that I would say to refrain from is try not to wash them for at least 12 hours. Try not to get them wet at all for 12 hours. And that's just to give time to completely dye the hair and the skin, because that's what makes it a little bit more bold. So give it some time to absorb and set completely. And then after that, you're good to go. Just use mild, gentle cleansers on your face. Don't go in with, a Clorox wipe and cleanse your face, because I'm sure that will start to take off the tint. So that's the only thing that I say to avoid. Other than that, why don't you turn around, check them out, see what you think. Well, you can use your phone too. Phone cameras work fine. You like it? Oh, yay. You look awesome. You looked great when you walked in. But sometimes we need just a little touch or a splash of this or that here or there, right? Excellent. I'm so glad. You are very, very welcome. Again, this should last you up to 8 weeks or so. But make an appointment, come back if you find that they're fading or you think you need a redo or touch up. Come back and see me, and you know I gotcha. Alright then, take care and I'll see you soon.